scoreline, and there's the scorer
to impose themselves.
The story of the day so far.
You can see by the shirts just how humid it is.
You can build up the narrative as much as you like, but it is always still a lovely,
55-year-old Portuguese
way
who's the coach
to get
of
off the score sheet
Togo
on your first competitive game. Curtis Davis.
Even the referee is feeling it. So then back underway again then, half an hour gone, 15 minutes or so to go.
To Mustafa Bundu.
Until the half-time.
Bundu working it around the corner as well with Osman now. And that pass just had a little bit too much purchase on it.
This is the only game in this group that's taking place today. Oh, that was almost into the path there of Bebu. Denki trying to get forward as well. He's still the only man that's scored in this.
He'll certainly be happy with the way that his Chargers have commenced this match.
World Cup qualifying campaign.
They've applied the pressure in the top half of the field. Areas which Djibouti won't be comfortable with.
And a rare excursion into the final third brings a corner. Ramal, the captain, forced into that clearance behind for the corner. 40 years old now.
See that pressure there.
Alexis Ramal.
Still coming from the number 2. Just making sure his body is large all over the Djiboutians. Trying to turn, and the referee just asking Davis to watch out, because
happy with what's going on in the middle with the jostling.
With any other kind of counter, and if there was more pressure in the game, that could have signaled the booking.
Denki is one of those who's being
that's an opportunity if the Djiboutians can make claim, and it is a penalty straight away.
On the near post for this set piece.
A handball. Mohamed Kabia didn't know too much about it. They're asking for further punishment. It all came from a floated pass, and
looking for their
it
first
really
goal
should have been lapped up by Mohamed Kamara.
Can't find it there though.
Complete miscommunication between the defence
relieves that bit of pressure for the hosts.
It was, in fact, Samadia Emmanuel
Taban, the man who
just raised his hands, and you can't be doing that in the penalty box.
Who is
that strike there from Gabriel Dadzi
before he appeared in World Cup qualifying,
being
against
completely
Senegal.
blocked, and it will be Dadzi who took that effort.
4 goals, but that wasn't such a surprise
to try and
against
restore parity
the 2021
and get
AFCON champions
Djibouti on the score sheet for the very first time in the African qualifier.
Made it to the last World Cup in 2022 as well, after beating Egypt in another penalty shootout, as they did in the AFCON final itself. In a tight group, Senegal still start off as the favourites to go through. It's just one place at the top that takes you to the next finals. Nice turn. However, Bozo gives the ball away. Well won back though, in the middle by Damani. In by Neri. However, there were no yellow shirts in the middle of the penalty area. It's better. Nicely in. Denki trying to get through. Well, it was Azingbe who had the shot. Looking for his first international goal for Togo. Got through really well. Just a little suspicion of handball, but he managed to beat his man. That was a risky move as well by the goalkeeper. Another player might have aimed for his leg and claimed the penalty. Togo on the attack though, forward again. And this time Gennaro drops on it gratefully. 10 minutes to go until half-time. Still goalless here in Lomo, the capital of Togo. Lomé with a population around 800,000. Togo's not the biggest of nations. South Sudan on the attack finally, though. This is a decent run. It's a good tackle, though. Referee is happy. Togo have it once more and trying to counter. Here's Azingbe. Nice move out, Demane. Azingbe has continued his run down the flank. And then he's stopped by Tua at the expense of a corner. No, didn't even get the corner. It'll be a goal kick. Problem for Toha. He's on the deck. Off the back of season with Arua Hill in Uganda. It's not a head injury, so the referee will be talking with them and saying, well, he needs to get off the pitch if he wants to continue with his treatment. Well, a win today for either of these two sides would shoot them up into top position in the group. For South Sudan, if they win, they would join Senegal and Sudan on 4 points at the top. But if Togo win, then they would have a point more than the current top two in the table. Underway once more. Both the other four teams in action tomorrow. Mauritania against Sudan at 6 o'clock, and Senegal against Democratic Republic of Congo at 9 o'clock. Forward, Vipers. Azingbe. It's a little bit loose. Overall, they've been defending well of South Sudan so far as we almost get to 5 minutes from half-time. Togo have been restricted to just a couple of chances, despite their domination in territory and in possession. Well won by Kouachouel. However, he's lost the ball immediately after. Zingbe goes back, and it'll be a throw into South Sudan. Slightly exasperated Togo player looks at the assistant. I think he felt that he was fouled. Something Data's going to worry about as he gets set for the throw-in. Data now with a chance to cross it. Took too long. Two balls on the pitch. Data is going to take another throw-in. Feeds it back into the path of Taban. Morgan trying to turn. Met a Togolese wall of resistance and had to go backwards instead. Togo player left on the deck. And the referee is going to call on the trainer because it's a head injury. Maybe he's just hot, because that's a nice bit of ice that they're putting on him. I'm sure he'll be fine. Bozo plays his football for a club side in Iraq. Togo moving forward once more with 3 minutes to go until the break. Ooh, that's a bit wild as a cross, and what a waste. Every time they start to get a little bit of ground, Togo just unable to get that killer ball in. That time, the mistake coming from Chakai, who had that long shot just a few moments ago from distance outside the area. 28 years old now. And he plays in the Liga Kuibara in Tanzania. Data. That probably would be all right. It is. Taken well. It's a decent ball into the middle as well. The header coming from Kouach. Just didn't manage to get enough on it. And the goalkeeper's now going down, saying he's injured. It looks fine to me. One of the uglier sides of football, to be honest with you, the exaggeration of injury. You can see it on his face, he's fine. Even the referee looks a little exasperated. There's too much of this in the modern game. Referees always criticised for making wrong decisions, but players don't always help with their reactions to challenges. Agbozo feeds it down the line and gets it back from Demane. Another good move being generated, but a good tackle coming in from Chol. Still coming forward though, streams of yellow shirts coming forward for Togo. There's 3 then in the box, but the ball is not forthcoming. Few seconds to go with the 45 in the first half here in Lomé. Togo dominant, particularly after an initial piece of parity in terms of play from South Sudan at the beginning of the half, but Togo, despite having more possession, more territory, unable to maximise their use of it. They'll have 6 more minutes, though, of this first half to try and find the opening goal. Gennaro, long for South Sudan. Togo again, though, pick it up and goes Roger Ahalu. Switched North African nations the season that has just gone. Played in Morocco at Raja Casablanca for a couple of seasons before switching to Espérance in Tunisia for the current campaign. Corner kick to the home side. Minimum 5 minutes still to go of time added on at the end of the first half. In it comes from Neri. Too long for everybody, out by Data. Picked up by Demane, but he went underneath his foot, picks it up at the second attempt. Again, good pressing out by South Sudan, and Togo unable to get that second phase of attack going. Romao, 40-year-old captain, feeds it forward to the substitute Agbozo. Denani inside. Again, here they come, the crowd rise in anticipation once more. Again, though, good defending from South Sudan, forcing Togo into those long shots, struggling to get past them into the box. Bozo again, inside, short ball. Forward by Chakai. Off of Loki on that far side, and Neri wants to take the throw in. I bet you he'll leave that for somebody else in the end. Nope, he is going to take it himself. Here it is. Feeds it into the path of Bebu. One of two men in this Togo starting lineup that plays and lives in Germany. One in the south, one in the north. It's the goalkeeper who plays in the north, on the North Sea coast at Hamburg. In it comes from Agbozo. Oh, that was loose. Agbozo again, though, picks it up and can't get it over the top of Jatta. That'll be a free kick. Jatta giving it away. Dangerous position this. Good play by Demane. 20-year-old midfielder who plays his club football in Belgium. One of those players who plays top-flight football in Europe. He plays for Kortrijk. Picked up one goal as well in the Jupiler Pro League. In his second season in Belgium after coming in from Feyenoord in the Netherlands. Nervous-looking goalkeeper Gennaro knows how dangerous this is. Chakai with the responsibility of delivering it. The 28-year-old who scored 3 times for Togo. In it comes, bends it, looking for the back post, and it goes just a foot or so wide. Just couldn't quite get enough curl, but it was a decent effort. Free kick given against the substitute, Agbozo. Wasn't much of a push though, was it? Kello was the man who was just to have been fouled against. South Sudan half winger. So then, not quite as dangerous this one, a bit further out, but nevertheless a chance to deliver something from a set piece. In it comes from Kouachuel. Deep, all dropped by the goalkeeper. And a chance for Maker, the captain of South Sudan, at the back post. Togo escaping a real error there, right on the half-time whistle. Well, the delivery looked an easy one for the goalkeeper, but Mensah made a right mess of it. And we'll be very grateful the South Sudan couldn't capitalise right on half-time. And there is half-time. Well, a half dominated by Togo in terms of possession and in terms of territory. A couple of shots, but nothing really that has endangered South Sudan's goals. So at half-time, it's Togo 0, South Sudan 0. Welcome back to the Stade de Kege in Lomé, where it is 0-0 between Togo and South Sudan in this third Group B match of 2026 World Cup qualifying in Africa. It was a half in which Togo dominated much of the possession and territory, but some stout defending by the men in green on the right-hand side of your screen, South Sudan, stopped them really creating any clear-cut chances. And Togo were reduced to trying to score from distance. A good chance for Roger Ahalou in the 17th minute, which was actually the first shot that we had from either side in the first period. So interesting to know what both of the coaches have said to them during the break. Both these sides led by European tacticians. So then, all set at the moment. A 0-0 doesn't move either of these two sides very far. It does at least move South Sudan off bottom place. It would bring them to 2 points. It would take Togo to 3 points, but that is not really helpful to either side, really, with only 1 place on offer in each of the groups. South Sudan then get us underway in the second half then. They were 0-0 in their last match to pick their first points up of the campaign after being beaten by Senegal early doors. Togo, though, well, they are looking to keep their unbeaten run going. At the moment, they will do that, but I'm sure they won't see 0-0 as a good result against South Sudan. They will be looking to get a little bit more dividend out of the investment that they put in coming forward. That ball has gone out. Ramal has to give it back to his teammate, and it'll be a South Sudan throw-in. No, it won't. It'll be a Togo throw-in. And elsewhere, Central African Republic are in front against Chad. Whilst Namibia are also leading as well against Liberia. Togo on the attack early on in the second half here. First shot comes in from Chakai, who had a chance in the first half as well, or a half chance, more than a chance to be fair. Another throw-in. Taken by Ahalou. Togo playing with 3 at the back. Ramal, Roma, Boma and Basile, who started, but he had to go off early in the 16th minute. Bozo came on to replace him. Damane, Chuskai and Neri in midfield, with Azengbe and Ahalou on the flanks. Dengi and Bebu up front. And Gennaro, the goalkeeper for South Sudan, has gone down early, complaining of a foul. And again, you can tell when a player is really injured because they don't explain to the referee why it hurts. That was nothing. Togo have it back again. Neri trying to get to the baseline. He was harried, though, very well there by Lucky, and in the end it meant that he conceded the goal kick. What's been written about Togo and this latest generation of players? Certainly is a team that has talent, but there are certain areas that are a source of concern for those watching. Lack of depth is one of them, particularly in midfield. Perhaps with this in mind, the inclusion of several young players in the squad is a positive sign. Adel Tite, midfielder, and Thibaut Kilje, who's a little bit more of a forward-thinking player. Togo were riding a 3-match winning streak when they started World Cup qualifying. They were unbeaten in their previous 4 after a win over Lesotho. On the attack here, though, into the box and a chance for Babu. Brilliant covering tackle. Coming in from the captain, Peter Maker, for South Sudan. It was a speculative ball forward at best, but the captain got himself into trouble by dawdling and then had to make up time to make the sliding challenge, which he did very well. Babu, the big threat, 30 years old, the Hoffenheim man, finishing the season in good form. South Sudan immediately trying to break forward themselves. Picked up by Neri on that far side, and he does well. Free kick against Data. And it's gone. And Togo on the attack once more. That's really nicely brought down there by Denki. And he earns his side a corner from the challenge by Toha. Oh, that's spectacular. But, well, I suppose that was a fairly predictable end to it. Saying Namibia in charge of their game at the moment.
Soldier, keep on marching on.
Controversy with Equatorial Guinea stripped of their November wins over Namibia themselves and Liberia due to fielding an ineligible player. It meant that coming into today's action, Tunisia and Namibia were top of the table with 6 points apiece. Sudan clearly well drilled by their French coach Dupuy. They are managing to keep the hosts at bay. This is a match really that Togo have to win if they're going to challenge at the top with the likes of Senegal and Sudan. They need something against South Sudan. Will they get it from this corner? Neri all the way across. Chance! Oh, it's off the line. Still not away. Demane still pinging around the penalty area. South Sudan's goal living a charmed life in that particular moment. Ahalu feeds it out wide. Chance again for Azingbe to maybe cross it in. Instead, it will be Damane who does it. Back post. Data heads it away, and it'll be a throw-in to Togo. It's going to be Cheke who takes it. Looks long, and then takes it short, of course. Cheke again. This time does get a ball in. That's been rather miscued there by Toa, and he's given away a rather unnecessary corner. Another chance on the noise level inside the stadium goes up another octave. And another decibel, or 2, or 3, or 5,000. Neri, again it's short. From outside the area, good shot! Saved by Gennaro. Chances coming aplenty at the beginning of the second half for Togo, but they still can't find the target or the back of the net. They're getting nearer though. This is the first corner. This is the second corner, in fact. It's going to be Cheke this time who takes this latest set piece. The outswinger. And finally, Azingbe can't control the volley back into the danger area, and Gennaro could go across and pick it up. Well, Togo have turned it up a notch or two in the opening 10 minutes of the second half here in Lomé, but have still yet to find a way through this determined South Sudan defence. South Sudan seem more and more consigned to just defending. We saw it as the first half wore on, and it's continued into the second. Tackle needed though by the captain, Romao. Around as Romao, heavily involved in France at Grenoble, Lorient, Marseille, where he spent 4 years. A little trip to a couple of seasons in Olympiacos in Greece before returning to France and Reims and Guingamp. And then back to Greece again, where he was with Enarchos and then Athens. Canathea in the second division of Greek football. Still going strong though, into his 5th decade of life. Togo coming to life here at the beginning of the second half. Neri decides to send the ball in himself, but it's into the arms of Gennaro, who read that cross well. Trying to break into the South Sudan side in competition with Ramadan Maik for the starting place. And the referee unhappy there with Boma. And the first yellow card of the game goes to Togo. Coming through the back of his man. The man who plays for Rodez in France. Although spends more often than not time on the bench. Rodez's last match of the last season was against Saint-Etienne. Saint-Etienne going on to beat Metz in the Ligue 1 playoff and earn their position back up in Ligue 1. That's a free kick, goes harmlessly past the post. Rodez, meanwhile, will have to try again in next season's second division in France. Forward by Bebu. Out by Gennaro. Long ball that is met by the substitute, Agbozo. Only seen one substitution so far, enforced by injury in the first half. Boma, back to his goalkeeper Mensah. Mensah needs to get rid of it quickly. That was great pressing, forcing the Togo keeper into the rush clearance, and it's given South Sudan an attacking throw-in. Now we will see a substitution, though. On comes Wahab Gaddafi then. Another man who plays for NECFC in Uganda. New name for South Sudanese international football. Out it goes from Boma. Hour gone. Togo 0, South Sudan 0. I think a result that South Sudan would definitely be more happy about than Togo. They would see this as a defeat, really. If they are going to catch up with the teams that are above them, they've got to beat the teams that are below them at the very least. Better. Togo on the attack, trying to find that little bit of an inch of space. Neri onto the left foot. Oh, that's a fabulous goal. And the opener is found after an hour here in Lomé. What a way to break the deadlock. The 29-year-old South Arabian-based player with an absolute steamer of a goal. Good set-up play. They were patient here as well, didn't force it. Back onto the left foot. Togo's second goal in World Cup qualifying for 2026. And it's a first international goal for Khalid Neri, and one he will remember forever. I'm not saying anything, just letting you enjoy the crowd noise, the celebration. I would say it's changed the atmosphere, but it hasn't really changed the atmosphere at all. It's just augmented it. This crowd have been making a noise all the way through the first 60 minutes of this game, and now their support has been rewarded. Even when they were struggling through that first hour, crowd was 100% behind the side. There was no dissenting voices, no booing, no whistling. 100% behind their team. And now their team have the lead. And this changes everything in the group. In the virtual table, they're now top by a point from Senegal and Sudan. And now looking to make it even better. Thanks to Neri's first World Cup goal. Now we'll have to see how South Sudan, whether or not they can change their tactics and chase the game. Neri just across there on that far side, just getting a little bit of words of advice from the management. I think that's Toha getting some attention on the ground, and all of a sudden the Togo substitutes are a little bit keener to come on and make an appearance now that their team are in front. A real adrenaline boost for everybody in a yellow shirt, whether they're on the pitch or in the crowd. Duarte, the coach, giving a few words of wisdom to Damane there, the midfielder. Toa back on his feet. And we're coming up to the 65-minute mark, and, well, the first real moment of quality in the game. And we have our first goal, and now we're in for a really exciting last 25 minutes. Here is Neri, the goal scorer. Down the line into the path of Bebu. Bebu's trying to beat his man, and I think that's gone out. Well, that was good defending. Didn't give him any inch of space at all for being able to cross that ball, and it kind of forced him into the error in the end. Bebu and Denki regarded as the main threats up front, but it's a midfielder who's broken the deadlock. And Zingbe, by the way, has gone off and has been replaced by Laba, 32-year-old Konjo Laba, who played in the first two games as well of this World Cup qualifying campaign, and also scored a couple of times in 4 appearances in the last Africa Cup of Nations qualifying campaign, which Togo didn't get through. South Sudan make a substitution as well, and on comes Paul Jawa. He's a forward, so we're wondering how Monsieur Dupuis would react for South Sudan. Well, it's an attacking move. Second substitution for South Sudan, and Togo have also made a couple of changes as well. Both of those changes came before they took the lead, first half. Agbozo coming on because of a injury to Basile, and then Azengbe coming off in the 57th minute, replaced by Laba. South Sudan, let's not forget, are ranked 167th in the FIFA rankings, so they were the 209th team to be admitted to the FIFA family. In they come with the corner. Oh, it's gone in! I think it's an own goal. And South Sudan comes straight back into it, only moments after they went behind. Oh, it's a horrible moment for Togo. It was a great delivery, though. Looks like it might be Ahalu. Diving header, but it was that sort of ball which is an absolute nightmare for defenders, between them and the goal. And Duarte looks disgusted. And the lead lasted only 6 minutes. And now South Sudan are the ones who've been revitalised, coming forward with Kouachi Yuel. And all of a sudden, Togo are reeling. Yeah, the goalkeeper, Stephen Mensah, needs his side to buck up. Dangerous times this for Togo. Corner will be taken by Gaddafi, one of the two South Sudanese substitutes made in the second half. It comes in and is initially dealt with. Togo will now try to break. That's good tracking back, though, by South Sudan. And it rather forced that ill-thought-out ball forward. Just shows you how the air has changed inside the stadium. So we're back where we were then. South Sudan had been briefly relegated back down to bottom of the table, but they're back above Mauritania if they hold on to what they've got. Togo, who briefly went to the top of the table after that opening goal, now find themselves back down below Sudan and the leaders, Senegal. With 20 minutes to go, you can still feel the crowd debating what they've just seen. They were still talking about the goal that put them ahead, celebrating that, when all of a sudden, all of that celebration was sucked back out of their throats and be replaced by a rather unpleasant feeling in the stomachs. Throw by Lucky. Nicely played back by Jawa. All of a sudden they've got a little bit of a spring in their step. Almost through Coet Joel. Nice play to take it on his chest. He just couldn't take enough of the power out of the cross to be able to pounce on it when it landed. Here's Domene. Feeds it to Bebu. Goal scorer, Neri. And the tackle comes in from Maker. Neri will take the resulting throw-in. No way through for Domene once more.
सर जी मैं अजय अब्दुल बारी के बेटा से मुला बात कर रहा हूँ। उस दिन हमारी बात हुई थी, आपने बोला मैं 3 तारीख को मैं आपको किराया रेंट दे दूंगा ना, तो आज यार 5 तारीख है, तो फिर आप देख ले कि मैं कब आऊँ, कल सुबह आ जाऊँ या फिर अभी शाम को किराया दे रहे हो। अगर अभी रेंट देना है, मैं मार्केट में हूँ, अभी आप मुझे बता दें आप घर पे हैं या कहीं और हैं।
He's been in the Togo national setup since 2017. That'll be a free kick. Clever play, drawing the foul. Bebu. No way through down the right-hand side, so feeds it back to Boma, who sends the ball forward once more. Denki trying to turn it on in the middle. Unable to quite get it together, though. Boma once more feeds it through to Bebu. This time there is a little bit of space for Neri to exploit down that right-hand side. He continues it going. That's going to be a free kick given away by Maker. Domene was the man who was hit and flattened. As usual, despite going down as if he's just split his head open, he's back up again and perfectly all right. And the referee didn't feel that that was worth a yellow card because of the reaction of the player that was fouled. Oh, that was a little bit telegraph what was going to happen there from that set piece. I'm not sure that the wall was entirely 10 metres back. Oh, another free kick, clever again. Another set piece play. Togo beginning to show signs that they are getting over the shock of that equaliser, and a yellow card comes out. Shown to Taban. Samuel Taban, only 21 years old, who is playing only his 4th appearance in a South Sudan shirt. Is there a substitution coming here? No, there isn't. In comes the ball then, just drifted away from the Togo players in the middle. Neri. Damane goes down, another free kick is given just outside the area. Well, Damane grabs his face there. It didn't look like the foul went anywhere near to his face. And you see Tohar is really upset about the decision of the foul for that, and the free kick having to be escorted away by Loki, his teammate. So Mensah lining up his wall, or rather Gennaro lining up his wall. Nere, back post, too far for everybody. It seems a long time ago now since he was acknowledging the crowd for his opener. Nere does well, finds Bebu. Oh my word, almost an own goal by the South Sudan skipper, Peter Maker. Well, he smiles about it now, but wow, that would have been some own goal. Going to be a corner kick then, which Chakai will take. There's a decent ball in. Oh, that's such a chance, and it's put wide. What an opportunity for Laba. Unchallenged, just didn't direct it. All he needed was on target. Far post was a good idea, but just put too much. Those are the sort of chances you cannot afford to waste. Togo, though, getting back to their assault on the South Sudan penalty area. If South Sudan come away with a point from this game, they will be ecstatic. He wants to make another substitution. He'd like to bring on Malish. 21-year-old midfielder, Joseph Malish. He's made half a dozen or so appearances with the national side in the last year or so. And And he comes on to replace Okello. Throw will be taken by Loki. He's ball inside, Chol trying to take it, but he's dispossessed. Nicely played by Nere, and that's lovely by Bebu, and now the attack is on, but a great covering challenge there from Chol. However, Bebu's won it back again, and the attack continues. Nice ball out, Nere. Saying so, well, there's nobody there. Not quite sure what he saw inside him, but there was no player in a yellow shirt. Here's Ahalu. Boma forward. Nere again, back to the central defender. 10 minutes to go in what has become an absorbing third match in Group B in African World Cup qualifying. Is Togo 1, South Sudan 1. Togo for a while were top of the table. South Sudan were bottom. Now all of a sudden things have changed and they're both mid-table as a result of the 1-1 draw that it is at the moment. Bebu has come back and become an attacking midfielder more than a forward in this latter part of the second half. Almost a deep-lying midfielder. Sort of quarterback role in a football sense. A little bit too fancy. That's a good play by Nere, honest play as well. He could have gone down there, but didn't. Oh, this might be more dangerous than it first looked. It looked like he deeply overhit that cross, and it nearly turned into a shot. As it is, Juma Jenner was very happy to see that one float just a little bit high and a little bit wide. Inside the last 9 minutes, South Sudan looking for a point which would give them back-to-back games without defeat after that 4-0 hammering by Senegal in the first match. However, Bebu lays it back. Little ball over the top. Nere again! Oh, he chose the cross rather than the shot. Still not away. Now the shot comes in and it's wide. They want a corner. But Shakai, who took the shot, is not going to get it. Chances coming thick and fast. He hit it pretty well, actually, through a crowd of players. Not sure that Gennaro would have been anywhere near it had that been on the far post, but he seemed pretty confident it was going wide. Oh, it's lovely play. Burst forward here by Kouachuel. However, he's managed to get the corner kick off the tackle by Boma. No, he hasn't managed to get it. Sapping heat and humidity. This is where it really hurts in these games. Forward by Bebu. Again, nice play. Denki, that's a lovely little ball through. Bebu almost onto it. Juma Jenner, though, anticipating it well and getting out quickly. Almost inch perfect. It's interesting. It looks like the goalkeeper has managed to get cramp. Unless it's not cramp, he's holding on. It's the wrong side, perhaps. Well, maybe it's cramp. It's not often you see a goalkeeper going down with that sort of an injury. Duarte with a few urgent instructions for his players. They're running out of time here at the end of a game which really they have to win. Senegal and win both their games against Democratic Republic of Congo and Mauritania, then they will strengthen their grip on top spot. Togo, though, if Sudan also win both their games, could find themselves stranded away from that fight towards that World Cup place. Yeah, a little bit downcast at the moment, the home fans and the home team. Could all change, though, inside this last 5 minutes. Fair play from Bebu, returns it to South Sudan, and they go long. In some senses, South Sudan just handed possession back to their hosts. Last 5 minutes of the match, still 1-1. Both the goals coming in the second half. Nere, who scored the first of them, feeds it out wide into the substitute. Forward by Agbozo. Good play by Bebu there to hold off the challenge, keep it in Togo possession. Well, the better play in possession has come from Togo, but South Sudan have done a resolute job in defence and have only been beaten once. They have restricted Togo to, well, a handful of chances that actually all came in the same period just before the goal. Own goal, though, handing it back again. Confirmed as Ahalu's own goal. Here comes Agbozo again, speculative. It's been dropped by the goalkeeper. Out by Chol. And then given away by a rather distraught-looking Ahalu. Meanwhile, Anoyor is about to come on. Played 90 minutes in the friendly win over Niger. Towards the end of March, having also played as a substitute against Senegal in the 0-0 draw in World Cup qualifying. It was a good result, that draw, but this one will not be viewed with the same kind of generosity, if it indeed remains a draw. South Sudan here have a free kick. Nerves here inside the last 2 minutes. South Sudan with a good opportunity to try and get something better than a point. The delivery's not great, however, they come back again, and it's over the top there from Paul Jawa. Well, it was well dealt with originally, but they gave away possession in midfield instead of getting rid of it. And that allowed Jawa in to take the shot. Still looking for his third goal in only his 7th international appearance. South Sudan on the attack once more. Kouach Yoel. There's nobody there. I think that might have been a shot. There wasn't really anything else on inside the box in terms of support. Last minute, game just feels like it's lost its intensity a little bit since that equaliser. Agbozo, that's a good ball forward. And there'll be a corner. Well won by Laba that time. Interested to see how many minutes are added on at the end of this game. But at the moment, this is it for the 90, inside the last 10 seconds of it. Late corner kick here for Togo. Can they find the winner? Not a bad ball in. And it's gone over. Chake, I think, in the middle. 5 minutes of time added on. We have already entered the first of them. Elsewhere, Liberia have equalised against Namibia, and that's a draw which is not what Namibia needed. Bearing in mind they were at home, they were in a draw at the top in their group. Central African Republic are into time added on at the end of their match with Chad and are still leading 1-0. Sierra Leone are 2-1 up against Djibouti. They're deep inside time added on. All the games are there except for Namibia, Liberia, which has finished, and that's gone way over the top. Speculative effort, to say the least, from South Sudan. Well, it's become Hail Mary territory now for both sides. Long, high balls from both. Chance for one last chance here with 3 minutes to go of time added on. Babu trying to get it into the box. However, he couldn't get it past Joseph Malish. However, he has got a corner, which Chake is coming forward to take. Almost 20 years since they last qualified for their only World Cup appearance so far in 2006 in Germany. Chake with the corner kick. Again, it's dealt with well. Brought down by Demane. Chake's remained forward. He'll send it in from a slightly deeper position. It's a better ball, though. Good defending in the middle. Babu trying to go for it. Another great piece of defending. Still not away. And the shot comes in from Denki and is saved by Gennaro. No wonder the South Sudanese players are going to high-five their keeper. It's a great ball in. Agbozo with the header on. Babu couldn't get the shot away. Agbozo then fed it to the other centre-forward. Throw-in comes in. Agbozo involved again. Chake this time doesn't quite get hold of the cross. Denki hasn't had much sight of goal in this game. He nearly managed to get the winner at the end of it. Long throw. Not a bad ball, that. Into the path of Kuachuel, who has been as dangerous as anybody in a South Sudan shirt today. Last minute of time added on, the minimum of 5 minutes that was added on by the referee. Hoiked away by Loki. To see what South Sudan have on their minds. Finally taken by Boma. The throw-in. Another speculative ball forward. Unable to do anything with it, and it's picked up by Chol. However, he's given the ball straight back to Togo, and now they have another chance to come forward. Denki couldn't find his strike partner, Bebu. South Sudan have it once more. And in the end, Boma forced to do nothing more than put it into touch. Or was the referee given that the other way? Well, the 5 minutes are up, and what's the referee doing? Oof. Well, there's blood coming out there of Toha's face, but it seems to be his leg that he's more worried about. And he's going to be carried off on a stretcher. He's been down a couple of times in the game. Well, let's hope it's not too bad. He's had a good game in the centre of defence alongside Taban. Maybe one last chance here for Togo. Bebu being well chaperoned. Further away from goal, and they've given the ball away. South Sudan now with a chance to come forward. Loki. Between the lines, good ball in. Forward again by Mara. And then it falls apart once it gets inside the box. Boma forward, long, high, hopeful. Back it comes again, and the referee blows. And it's disappointment for Togo here at the Stade du Kege in Lomé. All of the players sink to their knees. A victory that escaped them in Group B as it finishes Togo 1, South Sudan 1. Well, they thought they were going to get the victory thanks to Neri in the 61st minute set up by Laba, but an own goal by Roger Ahalu from a free kick just 7 minutes later mean that South Sudan get back-to-back draws in the group. They move off the bottom of the table for now above Mauritania, but Togo, who could have gone top if they'd stayed ahead, now find themselves back where they were before, below Sudan and the leaders, Senegal, who have yet to play their third games. Well, it was a fabulous atmosphere all the way through the game, but it rather lost its way, of course, as the team did as well. You can see how happy South Sudan are with that draw, unlike Stephen Mensah in the goal for Togo. Well, it's a result that you could almost say already maybe signals the end of their hopes of World Cup qualifying for the first time since 2006. There's only one place at the top of the table on offer. Senegal remain the favourites for that, being challenged by Sudan. But the day has really belonged to South Sudan here, as they come away and go home with a draw against Togo. Thanks for joining me, Angus Road. We look forward to your company again with more World Cup qualifying to come over the next few days. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.